Them as one of the greatest modern rock bands because they're breaking the mold of what rock and roll is, but yet somehow I think that's really their backbone in a way. Um, this is not their first record, but I feel like it's the first of who we know Deerhoof to be um, today. This goes back to the early 2000s, 2001, 2002. Um, but they had a bit of a different sound before this record. So this is where I think Deerhoof really becomes brilliant, even though I liked them previous to that as well. Okay, here's another Brown Acid compilation. This is the first trip, or volume one. And if you just want some underground heavy rock, go for that. The debut of Outkast, Southern Playlistic Cadillac Music. Great stuff if you love Outkast. They maybe weren't quite as artsy and breaking the boundaries of hip hop at this time, but they were certainly coming from a different place, repping Atlanta, and bringing something really unique to the scene. I dig these guys Brown Out. From what I've heard by them, I haven't fully dug into this record yet. I tried to get their other one that's a take on Black Sabbath. This one's a take on Public Enemy's Fear of a Black Planet. But this is a modern, kind of funky group that is um, uh, got a lot of Latino members, and so they're bringing kind of a Latino funk. And what I've heard by them, I absolutely love, and I'm looking forward to diving into this, where they recreate Fear of a Black Planet, but call it Fear of a Brown Planet. This is the soundtrack to Cleopatra Jones. Features Millie Jackson. Um, Honestly, haven't heard this. I don't know if I've seen the movie all the way through. Um, I'm going to say what the sticker says. It's a classic blaxploitation soundtrack, a term I don't feel as comfortable using anymore. But that is the name of a genre of film from predominantly the 70s. It says it's the first time to be issued on LP. No, first time US LP reissue, and it's on red and blue starburst vinyl, limited to 700 copies. So if you like funky music from those kinds of films, there could be some real gems in here, and it's only 700 copies, so you might want to get your hands on that. Here's the latest by The National, called I Am Easy to Find. It's a double LP. Looks very, very nicely packaged here. Um, this is a band that has a bit of a following. I haven't caught on to these guys, although I've listened to them. But I do understand what some people find in their music, and you gotta look at the cover of this. It's really neatly done. That's their latest, so if you don't have that yet, here's something I'm looking forward to listening to. I honestly haven't listened to it yet, but I got myself a copy. It's by an artist named Sinoia. Oh, Sinoia. I'm sounding really dumb right now. Sinoia Caves. I don't know how to pronounce that first name. It's the soundtrack to the Cosmatos album. What's his name? Panos Cosmatos. Beyond the Black Rainbow. He's the same director that did Mandy. Thanks for bearing with me, stumbling through that. I'm doing this off the cuff. No rehearsal. I'm just winging it. The cover looks cool. I liked Mandy. I liked the music a lot. Honestly, I haven't gotten to watching this movie yet, and I plan to soon. But I really wanted to hear the score to that. And maybe you will too. Bikini Kill, the singles. Not much needs to be said about that. It's Bikini Kill. Got a couple copies of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. This always sells quickly. If you don't have this, I've got it for you. And we're getting down almost to the end. Let me pull out. Well, no, we'll just go with this. This is a modern metal band called Tomb Mold. Tomb Mold. Tomb Mold. And the amount of their music that I've heard so far is, probably one full album listen. And I dig it. It's modern extreme metal. And this one is Manner of Infinite Forms. As far as I know, they have a couple albums out so far. And I'm not sure if this is the former or the latter. But either way, they're a new metal band. Here is a classic by Fela Kuti. Fela was just the front runner, pioneer, godfather, I guess you could say, of what was called Nigerian Afro funk. Just brilliant stuff. This is one of the most iconic of his output, but he put out a lot of records.